Welcome to HomeKit 5. I'm Josh.
I'm Brayden.
Some exciting news this week. We have a new logo. You should see it pop up right down here. And then we also have stories coming from Watch Out. I think that's how you say it. Apple, of course. I mean, Meross and Nanoleaf. We're going to talk about them again.
Yeah.
Let's... Well, I guess we can talk a little bit about the logo. That's kind of exciting. And then we're trying this experiment again with the green screen. We'll see if that works. We actually have like a cover of actual green material to put over it. So hopefully, if you're watching on YouTube, sorry, podcast listeners, you can't see our pictures, but we're going to try to put... fancy images behind my head here on our TV covered in green screen cloth. And then also the logo, we decided to kind of rebrand a little bit. Instead of being the Smart Home Life, we're going to be the HomeKit Life. We feel like we focus pretty heavily on HomeKit, and so we wanted to bring that in a little bit more and align more with the podcast that we're doing, HomeKit 5. That's why we did it. And we're quite happy with the logo. So anyway... Yeah. We'll dive into it.
All right. Watch Out. They have a new HomeKit video doorbell. I think this one will be pretty cool. It doesn't necessarily say that it's HomeKit secure video, but it does say iCloud secure video. So
that's essentially the same thing, I think.
Basically the same
Almost,
thing, but
not quite. Words are different.
Yeah. The device is named Jupiter Knock Knock 1.
Oh, I love that name. That was hilarious when I read that.
It has Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz, 1080p duo streaming, 140 degree field of view, 12 volt AC input with a built-in 5,600 milliamp hour battery, motion detection, night vision, 30 different ringtones, and that's a lot. IP56 waterproof rating. So it does have a SD card slot, which has up to 128 gigabyte card support.
Yeah, they don't really say like how it's gonna work in the camera. Like, does it record to the card and then the card like it reads off the card to upload to iCloud, or how do you access the card? Like, that's not clear in all this. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this. It is a little weird that it has the 12 volt input, but then also a battery. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on there. But it definitely, like, in the picture, they kind of show it in HomeKit. So you're definitely going to get HomeKit ability. And with a motion sensor, I mean, that's definitely what you want there for those automations. And integration with the new Apple TV. Hopefully when they press the doorbell, you'll get the notification on the TV with the pip. Yep. Kind of excited for this one. It doesn't really say when it's going to come out, though, does it?
Yeah, it does not.
Shut up and take my money. I mean, I feel like this is the case with like every video doorbell available. And we didn't even say it, but I mean, I'm a fan of Eufy, so I think we'll bring this up. Like, Eufy's officially said they're not going to support HomeKit secure video in the doorbell that they've released, which, I mean, I guess I'm glad I sold it with the house. Now I can get a different doorbell. Yeah. I am a little annoyed. I mean, I guess I feel the pain of all the Ring people who thought they would get HomeKit support all these years. I don't know. Anyway, Eufy.
Yes. Yeah, I think this one's definitely going to be a contender, considering that Netetmo is currently only in Europe.
Yeah, which we didn't realize. Like, it was only in Europe. And then on top of that, like, I think they sold out in Europe, and it's going to be a while till they get more, so who knows?
Yep.
Well, here it is, the HomePod Mini. I think we were all pretty stoked to see something like this. The design of this thing, totally left field for me. I was not expecting that round votive candle holder almost looking thing, or like I've seen the comparisons to like the netting on the pear. It looks like someone just like cut the top off the pear essentially with the netting, and I like it.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Would you get white or black?
Space gray.
Space gray? Oh, is it space gray? Okay. Yeah. I definitely think like they hit all the right marks with this thing. It's the right size. It's the right price, $99. Obviously like you gotta go hear it in the store. Like I don't think I would just buy it sight unseen. Yeah. Like when we bought that Sonos Play 5, like we went and listened to it at the store before we picked it up. So, I wouldn't just pre-order this, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it is very nice. It looks like, to me, I'm excited about intercom. They announced intercom, which is going to be like room to room or device to device kind of communications. Did you ever use the walkie-talkie? I don't think you had a watch that was compatible with walkie-talkie. Mm-mm. Yeah, that thing was garbage. We tried walkie-talkie, and then it was like creepy because the watch, like someone could send you a walkie-talkie and like it would just break in, like you didn't even hit play on your watch, it would just like start playing, and it was like, well, that seems bad. So I immediately disabled walkie-talkie, and it just seemed like a bad idea out of the gate. But yeah, so the HomePod, the big one, has 8 drivers. It's got the woofer and 7 tweeters in it. The HomePod Mini just has 1. It acts as both the woofer and the tweeter. So that's a really big difference in kind of what they're doing. But they do have this like downward focusing. Hit my mic there. Watch the video. It's really good if you want to know more about it. But it fires downward, and then like the sound kind of bounces out and around the room. The thing that surprised me the most was that this thing takes an S5 chip.
Oh yeah. And
the current HomePod takes, I think it's like an A8. That's a very, like, they're different chips. So I thought that was really interesting that they made that choice. Like, why not just pop the A8 in there? We're starting to see a difference as well. Like the Mini is going to be able to, work in a room and give you 360 sound. But I think they have a little bit more sound shaping in the HomePod. And, now we're seeing we're going to get, 4K, not 4K. We're going to get Dolby Atmos support, and it will hook up to the 4K Apple TV, and you can use it as kind of like a permanent outputted speaker, instead of like the normal TV output or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Like I've found that to be a little annoying, is like if we choose this Play 5 as the AirPlay 2 output, it doesn't seem to stay. I have to like keep going in and choosing it as the sound output. So they're going to fix that. If you output it to a HomePod, sounds like that might be long-term, like it'll be able to output it there. Yeah. But it's not clear, like you definitely aren't going to get Dolby Atmos on the HomePod Mini. Yeah. So, I think you just need to think about like where you're using it. But to me, like I could see picking up a couple of these and placing them in more centralized locations where we could like drop intercom messages to people on either side of the house. Like that makes a ton of sense to me. And then the nice thing is like, it works with, intercom works with like other devices, not just the HomePod Mini. Yeah. It also works with like the headphones, like the AirPods. Yeah. So you can get announcements there and you can reply with Siri. Super great, in my opinion. I'm kind of excited for intercom. And it looks like that'll drop with 14.2, which will coincide with when I think these HomePod Minis drop. So yes, that'll be kind of nice. And if you're looking, I think HomeKit Authority has like a walkthrough video of how intercom is working. I would highly recommend that video too. We'll try to put that in the show notes.
Yeah. I think another thing about the HomePod Mini is the U1 chip. Is that a...
Yeah, the ultra wideband. So obviously, like, it's, if you have a phone, you're going to be able to like lean the phone close to it and it'll like offer the transfer of the music playing there. Obviously it'll work with Apple Music. I found it interesting that they talked about Amazon Music and Pandora as services that they offer, but they didn't mention Spotify.
I think that's just because Spotify is just a big contender with Apple Music. Like, I feel like Amazon Music and Pandora aren't like as competitive with Apple and Spotify.
Well, it shows where Apple's head is, right? But it is nice. Like, it would be really nice if I can just, be using Spotify and put my phone near the HomePod and it would just like take over.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool. And then I think the biggest thing that you see some people mentioning, but it's not getting a lot of play, is the Thread chip that they've put in this thing. So instead of Wi-Fi, obviously I think this thing has Wi-Fi in it, and it has Bluetooth in it, but it also has a Thread chip, which means I think that it will be able to communicate with anything else that has Thread in it. And so if you're not familiar with Thread, it is another kind of implementation of low latency, kind of point-to-point transmission between devices. And there is a Thread chip in here. And I think it's super interesting because the Thread chip not only is like a way to communicate between the devices, but it's also like, I was on their website and kind of poking around a little bit. They're able to just implement chip directly into the Thread chip. So the connected home over IP that was announced a while back that involves Zigbee, it seems to be that the Thread chip that's in there can just do that work for it. And so I think we're starting to see what the future of Apple's HomeKit might be here. And it's super interesting to me. I was a little disappointed, though, that we didn't see the AirTags.
Yes.
Which I thought, that might be super interesting if we could like use AirTags, or if we somehow get exposure for automations for like the U1 chip, like when this phone comes near, or when this phone enters into this room space, I want to trigger some kind of automation. I think that would be kind of interesting. Yeah. But I don't think we're going to get there yet. And I don't know, maybe we're on the forefront. Like, we have a whole house full of iPhone 11s. I guess we have one iPhone 10 that doesn't have a U1 chip. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm super excited to see this. I think we're going to probably pick up a couple of these. I'll probably pick up 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the AirTags U1 automation in HomeKit, that could be pretty interesting, just because like with NFC, you have to get up close to something. Yeah. But with the U1 chip, it just kind of...
it knows how close you are, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm hoping we'll at least see something in iOS 15 that exposes more of this for us. And then, I also have mixed feelings, right? I don't think the HomePod 14 OS is out yet, which is a little crazy. And then I question, like, what's going to happen when you have an A8 chip and an S5 chip? Like, are they going to have like 2 different versions that they're compiling and delivering to each device? And does that slow down development? Because it seems like HomePod 14 already has problems. I don't know. Yeah. I also think, you and I talked about this a little bit. I think you said, like, where was Big Sur? And I was like, I'm betting we're going to get a November event. Yes. So I still think that's the case. I don't know. John Prosser said maybe we will. Yeah. I don't know. He also said we would get AirTags. So who knows? I
mean, maybe we'll see like a Mac event. Like, I don't know at this rate.
Yeah, I think we'll see a Mac event in November, and they'll announce the Apple Silicon MacBooks and when they're going to be available, and they'll say when Big Sur is dropping. Honestly, I'm a little shocked that Big Sur still isn't out yet. Yeah. So a little crazy to me. But I do know, obviously, like, They're trying to get the compatibility with the Apple silicone going. So I'm imagining that's a lot of what we're seeing delay-wise, is just making sure it's working on that hardware correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, there's a lot there.
Yes.
Let's move on.
All right. Meross. So a couple episodes back, we talked about the iDevices outdoor plug. Meross came up with their own slimmer, more affordable version. It has 2 plugs. It's waterproof with IP44 socket covers and outdoor casing. So, I mean, they have pictures of it working outside and inside in like kitchen situations. So I think this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Like with fairy lights and all that sort of stuff.
I think, to me, the interesting thing here is the price, $25.99. So they had a Prime Day offer on the original Meross outdoor, right? This one's the smaller one, and it was $25.99. So I think, they say here in the article it's the most affordable outdoor HomeKit option that you can buy today. To me, that's amazing. $25.99. Like, I'll probably pick one of these up because we'll have outdoor stuff. Soon we'll probably do lights, and want to be able to control those. And I definitely think this is the way to go. It's got the Wi-Fi and all that stuff. Doesn't need a hub, just straight into HomeKit. So kind of excited to see this. And honestly, like, Meross is just like boom, 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 dropping stuff all the time. Like, we don't even mention all the things they're dropping. Like, you just got to pay attention to them because it's always updating. Yep. All right. Speaking of an update, Nanoleaf has officially unveiled their mini triangles, and then more. I was a little surprised to see the and more part here. We did learn, I believe, the new triangle system, it works with the hexagons, but not the old triangles. I guess they had. I was less familiar with them and what they offered before, but I have been paying attention now. But it looks like you can interchange the hexagons, the bigger triangles, and then the smaller triangles can all kind of work together to make a shape. And we talked about that on a previous show. The thing that was new here is the Nanoleaf Essentials line. Essentials, in quotes here. They're going to have a smart light bulb and a smart light strip. Number one, I love that light bulb.
Yeah, it's a really interesting design.
They rhombicosidode, I don't know, whatever. It looks like a rhombohedron, essentially. And I like it. It is a color A19 socket bulb. And then we're also getting an 80-inch or 2-meter in length LED light strip. And it is a full color spectrum, and it has 4 sets of whites, 2 warms, 2 cool. The real question is, will it work with adaptive lighting? Yeah, that would be exciting. And here's the other interesting thing. The Essential series has thread chips in it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I kind of wonder how that's all going to work. I wonder if I have the HomePod Mini and it's there and it's got the thread chip on it, will this LED light strip or the light, will it connect over thread? I need to read up a little bit more on it. Here they even say a thread is a lower latency protocol and is starting to be more common in the smart home industry, and the HomePod Mini supports it. So interesting. The bulb will be it's up for pre-order $19.99, and then the light strip $49.99, ships in November. Yeah, I might pick one of these up, or at least some of the bulbs. Those prices aren't bad. And then I even missed this the other day. You found this article, and it's going into the Nanoleaf Learning series, and it's got a couple things. It's got a learning button and a smart switch, and then a gateway, which is a little weird because they're talking about using with the Essentials, you have the thread chip, but then you have a gateway for these switches? Yeah. Like, why not use thread for these? So I'm not sure what's going on with these switches. But they're supposed to be like learning switches. It doesn't even look like the smart button has a motion sensor in it, and then you can also, like, if people press it, you can have it do different things, and it's just sticky back to the wall. But they actually do have like a light replacement switch, and it's got a mouse wheel. Like, I've not seen anything like this before, but it's got like that thumb wheel style, you know what I mean? Where you can push it up or down to kind of do the dimming. And it'll work without a neutral wire. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah. It does say they're not slated to be out until 2021. So maybe we'll get more information about that. I mean, we're almost in 2021. So that's really not that long to wait. Yeah. Doesn't really give anything more than that. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about this. Yeah. Nanoleaf is expanding into more than just like weird light shapes.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where they go with this.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in this week. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. And let us know what you think about the green screen. Hopefully that experiment turned out. And leave a comment. If you go to YouTube, leave a comment and let us know what you think about either the green screen or the logo or both. We would love some feedback there. And be sure to follow us on social media. We'll put some links in the show notes there as well. We're going to try to be a little more active on social media. And as always, can look and see if we got some comments. We did get comments here. Do you have some?
No, I do not.
Okay. Yeah. So, Eric, always thank you. Thank you so much for leaving comments. We always appreciate them. From Modern Day Tech, he said, good show, fellas. The HomePod might also have the U1 chip, separate or with the S5, which will bring ultra-wideband into your home, which will be a game changer for the future of HomeKit. By the way, I love the Safe and Sound 2. I wish I had more and better located wired smoke detectors. Hopefully the HomePod Mini will fill locations without smoke detectors when I use AirPlay 2 throughout the house. Bingo. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely excited.
Yeah.
So I think we talked about that though. And Vance left a comment. I don't know what you meant, Vance, but he said 5 gigahertz. Are we talking about... Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about there.
Yeah.
Maybe we said something in the show notes or in last week's episode about 5G.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.